Hello everyone, wanted to show you one of my new carry pieces. This is the Sig P365XL model. You can see the difference between the two. I have also the P365, the regular model. This one has a 10 rounder with a little pinky pinky rest, a little bit shorter barrel. Again, 10 plus 1, 12 plus 1. This was going to be my wife's carry, and I like this one so much, I went ahead and bought the XL model for myself. Normally, my carry piece is a Glock 43X. Again, the 365 XL models do come with the cutout for your red dot, and I believe it's an RMR CC mounting pattern here. Again, very thin, very small, very easy to conceal. The grip thickness does help with that. The length of the slide is not usually a problem. It's this grip. And even with my Glock 43 here, only holds 10 rounds. It's a little bit bigger grip, about the same size grip size as a Glock G19. So, but a little bit thinner. So again, this is, we checked this earlier. So a little bit thinner, but still wide this way. Still holds pretty good, still conceals pretty well, but this one just a little bit better. So I like my wife so much, her 365. I liked her so much. Even when I shot it, it shoots a little low, so I might send it back to the Sig. But even then, this shot very nicely, and it conceals very well. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about this gun. What we're gonna do in the next part of this video is install right here the Talon Pro grips. These are the Talon Pros. So we're gonna get that installed, and we're also, since I've been speaking about red dot mounting options, I went ahead and picked up a Holosun 507K, the X2 model. This is their newer one, the Generation 2, the X2 model. I kind of took a quick look at this already just to see, make sure everything's in there. But this is the box that I got it from. I got it from lead-steel, lead-steele.com. They had these going for $260 normal price for them. No taxes and shipping here to Texas. So pretty good price. Customer service was great. They even sent me, great guys, they even sent me a couple of meme stickers, which I kind of got a kick out of. It's just a nice little touch. You know, I'm going to be putting these somewhere, but I love getting these kind of stickers. Also, Talon Grip sends you, some little stickers as well. But I digress. Great group of people. They're kind of a new company, but again, customer service was good. It was... after purchasing, it was delivered to my door about close to a week later. So not too bad. I wasn't in a rush to get this. So let's slide this bad boy off. Again, first impressions is it's super light. The box feels empty, actually, but it's a very small dot, very light. So let's open her up. Got the sleeve here. This top here comes off the top, like so. You have a foam insert here to keep everything in check. The user's manual. Boy, I do like it when they do package it very well, but a little tight to get in there. Some desiccants here, cleaning cloth, the dot itself, some mounting tools here, adjustment tools. If you have a Sig Romeo 5 or any of their optics, they comes with adjustment tools just like this. There is some, let's see here, there's 2 screws here. It's got blue Loctite on them. And there's 2 more screws here. So I'll have to figure out which one's which, but there's 2 sets of screws. Both of them, all 4 of them have nice Loctite on them as well. So that's good. Let's get this dot out again. This is the newer generation 507K X2. Apparently X2 because they redesigned it and released it in the same year because I guess they were sued by Trigicon for having the buttons in the similar to Trigicon's. But these little buttons are just fine. They're in the right position, which I like. Plus being forward of the sight. Some some red dots, the plus is in the rear. So when the gun is facing you, or when you get the gun pointed towards the line, if you wanted to adjust the red dot brighter, you would have to press the back button, which to me sounds a little weird, but it makes more sense for it to be up here. But I digress. A little bit small, but I don't think I'm going to be changing it a lot. And I also believe this model has an auto brightness feature, which we'll play with and see. Nice tinting there, anti-glare, I believe, tinting. A little red in the front so that, of course, the emitter can reflect that red dot back towards you. Side battery tray, windage adjustments, the height adjustments there. And of course, one of the things I love about what Holosun has done is that they included some rear notches. So that is your backup iron sights in the back, and they line up for the most part with the fronts. The fronts are not completely, you don't see top to bottom on the front sides, but you see most of it. So in a pinch, you can get a rear and front line of sight picture with these notches here. So again, it's a very nice feature. I wish everybody else did that. Sig does that on their optics too. So I didn't want to purchase the Sig Romeo 1 because I don't believe they fit on these RCC mounts without an adapter. And again, I don't want another adapter and deal with that stuff. So this one fits perfectly on the 365XL slide. And I believe it also will fit on the Glock 43, 48 MOS models as well. So we're going to get this thing mounted up, put the Talon grips, get the Talon grips on there, and see what the finished product will look like, okay? All right, we're back for just a second. I wanted to show you guys the screws that came out of the bottom. They're pretty long. Again, it goes in those two screw holes. Boy, let me get that right here and right there. Pretty long screws, but they came out with no problem. There wasn't any Loctite or any kind of thread locker on there, so that was a good thing. The way to take these things off are actually when you're unscrewing that, you're actually unscrewing these rear sights. That's where the screw holes are, right there in the rear sights. And then you have this plate here, obviously, and this plate just lifts off from the rear. Don't try to lift it off from the front. You think it's stuck, but lift it off at the rear because there's a little notch in the front there. And then there's a groove inside here, so that notch goes in there. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing mounted up, the 507K mounted up real quick here. Another annotation I wanted to show you was there was two sets of screws, one bigger than the other. This is the smaller, thinner screw. You can see the difference there. I don't want to open up this package because I don't want to lose them. But I guess mounting options for other plates and things. But this is the thinner screw, and this is actually the one that will go into the optic here. So let's go ahead and do this together. Alrighty. Drop that in. Again, you can see that it does have some blue thread locker on there, which is great. I really like it when manufacturers put on thread locker from the factory because, as you know, thread locker takes time to dry, so it's better to have it from the factory already dried and ready to be screwed in. So I put that in there just a little bit, not to unbalance it, just to hold it in place while I put this other screw in here. But you can pretty much see how easy this is just to get this thing mounted up. You don't have to have any other plates or adapters or any of that nonsense. Another reason I don't like the sights that need adapters, because some manufacturers do have, a sight notch. Like I said, Holosun, Sig, I believe another manufacturer, I forget, Vortex, doesn't have a notch, but they have like lines, painted lines in the rear here that will help you, focus with the front sight if needed. So we're just going to hand tighten this on. I don't have any torque specs unless you have a micro drive. I don't really think it's necessary. Just hand tight enough. I already reached resistance there. Went back to the other side here just to make sure it's tight on. So we're going to give this one, I'm already at the point where it's locking down. I'm going to give this a little bit of a turn, eighth of a turn after that. And I think with that blue Loctite, it should be on there pretty well. So this is the slide mounted with a 507K X2. It fits pretty well. I've heard that, yeah, it's a little bit more flush on this side versus this side. But again, it's got the battery tray over there. So in your line of sight, does that really matter? You can also see the rear notch. It lines up with the front sight there. It's hard to see against my shirt, but here we go. So that rear notch does line up with the front sight. Again, not completely, but enough. Again, you can do a different hold over versus a dead hold. But you can see, you know, the front sight if the last resort. So I'm not sure if this battery already is installed, but there's a battery tray. You can remove the battery with this tool here. But I believe any kind of flathead should be able to take that out, no problem. So we're gonna pause the video. Let me get this thing powered up and let's see. And we are back with the finished product. As you can see, I have the 507K mounted up here, and I also installed the Talon Pro grip tape, as you can see. So if you don't know about the Pros, they are a little bit newer model of the Talon grips. They're not rubber, they're not sandpaper like. They're actually a mixture of both. So you in here you feel rubber and you know, grainy sandy texture, and I like these a lot more than the regular rubber or the sandy ones. And the 507K fits on here perfectly. Again, let's drop the mag, empty gun, of course. Nothing there, right? So you can see the rear sight does line up. Rear sight notch on the 507 does line up with the front sight, but barely. I mean, half of the ring is there, but in a pinch, I mean, if you needed to use this as a backup sight, it's available. And I like when manufacturers think forward like that. The housing on it is nice, aluminum, actually pretty thick. Again, you can see the housing around it, very, very thick. I'm assuming it's pretty durable. A lot of people have had very good success with this, so I expect the same. The bad part, and this is the part that's annoying the most to me right now, is that this is dead on arrival. I believe I have a bad battery from the factory because it will not power on at all. I opened up the battery tray, make sure the battery is placed in the correct position, and it is. You cannot flip the battery upside down and push it in the tray because it won't fit. And per instructions, the positive terminal, positive side faces down. But anyway, I already checked that. That's fine. I don't have any other 1632 batteries to replace it with, so I can't replace it and show you right now. But right now, I'm gonna go and buy a 1632 battery and put it in there. Hopefully, it's just a battery, and if it's just a dead battery on arrival, then you know that's an annoyance. I will contact Holosun and let them know that. But a little disappointing out of the box already. Dead on arrival. I cannot use this sight. It will not power on. Per the instructions, all you have to do is press either the plus or the minus buttons here, and it should power on just fine. Again, there's kind of safety checks, so pointing at myself, I know that. Okay, so like I said, I can press the plus button, and there is absolutely no dot whatsoever. So disappointing there, Holosun. This is the final product for now. I'm not going to mess with any triggers or anything else. Just going to shoot it and get used to carrying a red dot as my, a pistol with a red dot as my primary carry. See how that's going to feel, especially in the summer here. If that's going to affect anything with fogging up between going from a cold area to a hot area, especially here in South Texas. So this is it. Again, looks great, feels great, doesn't work great, but I will go and find a battery, and hopefully that's the problem there, and we'll get back with you soon after that. Okay, here I have a P365XL. optic cut with no optics. So I had to send that unit back to Holosun. They said it was a defective unit, dead on arrival. I did attempt to replace the battery with the fresh, brand new one out of the packaging. It still would not turn on. Gave me no dots whatsoever. So Holosun said that, you know, I probably got a dead on arrival. They said it happens about 2% of the time, according to the warranty rep. And just my luck, story of my life, I got the dud. So right now, they're saying about 2 weeks of turnaround time for servicing and then shipping back to me. So I'm estimating anywhere from 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks to get it back. I am ready to start carrying it with an optic. I got a new inside the waist appendix carry holster. So I am ready to carry it, am ready to practice. I even got the holster with the optics cut right here. But like I said, I have no optics on it. I'm not gonna shoot it because I'm waiting for the optics. I already know how this gun shoots from the regular P365, just minor differences in feel with this one. So I don't need to waste ammo until I get the dot so I can start sighting that in. But like I said, optic was dead on arrival, so Holosun said they'll fix it, but that's not reassuring. This was my first Holosun optic. I've had several 6-hour optics that I've had no problems with, you know, hundreds if not thousands of rounds between all of them. I've got, I think, 6 right now. So we'll see. I'm waiting to get it back. I'm anxious to get it back because I do want to start training with carrying a pistol with an optics. It's going to be a little bit different, especially I'm going to be changing to appendix carry. I'm going to try that out for a little while. But either way, I'll let you guys know if you know, I get another dud or anything happens. We'll see. Again, thank you to our servicemen and women. Thank you for the Constitution, and God bless America. Thank you.